Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Easy Talk Time. I'm Olivia.
And I'm Sam, and we are so glad you're here today because we are talking about something that I genuinely believe can change your life.
Like, not in a dramatic, exaggerated way, genuinely, truly change your life.
And you might be thinking, okay, what is it? A new investment strategy? A secret savings trick?
Nope, it's something deeper than that. Today, we're talking about the power of financial mindset.
That's right, not financial tips, not budgeting hacks. We're going deeper into the way you think about money.
Because here's the truth. You can know every money tip in the book, but if your mindset around money is broken, none of those tips will stick.
Exactly. And most people never talk about this part. They talk about what to do with money, but they never ask, why do I feel the way I feel about money?
So that's what today is all about. And trust me, by the end of this episode, you're going to look at your wallet, your spending, and your future very differently.
Let's get into it.
Okay, so let's start with the basics. Sam, when you hear the phrase financial mindset, what does that even mean to you?
Honestly, when I first heard that phrase, I thought it was just fancy talk for be smart with money.
Right, like, oh, you mean don't spend everything you earn? Revolutionary.
Exactly, but it's so much more than that. A financial mindset is really about your entire belief system around money, how you see it, how you feel about it, whether you think you deserve it.
And that word, deserve, is such a big one because a lot of people deep down don't believe they deserve financial security. They don't believe wealth is possible for someone like them.
And that belief, whether they're aware of it or not, drives every financial decision they make.
So your financial mindset is basically the collection of thoughts, feelings, and beliefs you carry about money. And those beliefs were formed a long time ago, usually in childhood.
Wait, childhood? We're going that far back?
Oh yes, we absolutely are. Because the money stories you heard growing up, they are still running in the background of your mind today.
That's actually a little unsettling when you think about it.
It is, but it's also incredibly freeing because once you see the story, you can change it.
Okay, so let's talk about this. Where do our money beliefs actually come from?
The number one place, your family, the home you grew up in, the conversations and the non-conversations about money that happened around you.
Oh, the non-conversations. Because in so many families, money is just not talked about. It's this big silent topic.
And that silence communicates something too. It says money is scary, money is private, money is something we don't discuss.
In my family growing up, money was always described as something you worry about. Like, we have to be careful with money. Money doesn't grow on trees.
Those phrases, they're so common. Money doesn't grow on trees. We can't afford that. Rich people are greedy. Money is the root of all evil.
Oh, wow. I definitely heard some of those.
And none of those things were said to harm you. Your parents were probably just repeating what their parents told them. It gets passed down like a family heirloom, except this one holds you back.
So we inherit our money mindset the same way we inherit, like, eye color.
Kind of, except eye color you can't change. Your mindset you absolutely can.
Okay, so what are some other places these beliefs come from, beyond family?
School. And I mean the lack of financial education in school. Most people graduate without ever learning how interest works, what taxes are, or what investing even means.
Which is wild. We learned about the mitochondria being the powerhouse of the cell, but not how a credit card works.
Classic. And then there's culture, the society you grew up in, the media you consumed, whether wealth was portrayed as good or bad, as attainable or only for certain kinds of people.
And religion can play a role too for some people, certain beliefs that associate money with sin or greed.
Absolutely. And again, none of these sources were necessarily trying to hurt you, but they all contributed to the lens through which you see money today.
So before you even look at your bank account, there's already a whole story running in your head about what that number means and what's possible for you.
Exactly. And that story is what we need to examine. Okay, this is one of my favorite parts of the whole conversation. Have you ever heard of the terms scarcity mindset and abundance mindset?
I've heard them, but I feel like they get thrown around a lot without really being explained properly.
You're right, they do. So let's actually break them down properly. A scarcity mindset is the belief that there is never enough. Not enough money, not enough opportunity, not enough success to go around.
It's like seeing life as a pie, and if someone else gets a big slice, there's less for you.
Perfect analogy. And with the scarcity mindset, money decisions come from fear. You hoard, you're terrified to spend even when you should. Or, and this is the other extreme, you spend impulsively because deep down, you don't believe money will stick around anyway.
Wait, overspending comes from scarcity mindset too? I would have thought the opposite.
It seems counterintuitive, right? But think about it. If you believe money always runs out, why bother saving? I'll spend it now before it disappears. That's a scarcity thought.
Oh, that actually makes so much sense. I've definitely had moments where I've thought, well, I'll treat myself now because who knows what's coming.
That's human. That's incredibly common. And it's not a character flaw, it's a mindset pattern.
So, what's the abundance mindset then?
An abundance mindset is the belief that there is enough, that opportunity exists, that money can flow to you, that other people's success doesn't take anything away from your potential.
It's not naive, right? Like, it's not pretending financial problems don't exist.
Not at all. An abundance mindset doesn't mean ignoring reality. It means approaching your finances with a sense of possibility rather than dread. You make decisions from a place of confidence rather than fear.
So, instead of, I can't afford this, an abundance mindset might say, how can I afford this?
Yes, exactly. That question, how can I, opens your brain to solutions. I can't afford it closes the door completely.
That's such a small shift in language, but it feels like a completely different way of thinking.
And that's the whole point. Financial mindset isn't just about big philosophical changes. Sometimes it's as small as the words you choose.
Let's talk about the emotional side of money, because I think this is something most financial advice completely ignores.
Completely ignores. Personal finance is called personal for a reason, but most advice strips out the personal and just gives you spreadsheets.
And if you're emotionally broken about money, a spreadsheet isn't going to fix anything.
Not even a little. So let's talk emotions. What are the big emotional patterns you see around money?
Number one has to be shame. The shame of not having enough, the shame of debt, the shame of making financial mistakes. So many people carry enormous shame about their financial situation.
And shame is one of the most paralyzing emotions. When you feel ashamed about your finances, you avoid looking at them. You don't open your bank statements. You don't check your credit score. You literally look away from the problem.
I went through a period in my life where I genuinely did not look at my bank account for weeks at a time because I was scared of what I'd see.
And that's so common. People think it's laziness or irresponsibility, but it's often just fear dressed up as avoidance.
Then there's anxiety, that constant low-level worry about money. Even when things are okay, there's this nagging feeling that something's going to go wrong.
The waiting for the other shoe to drop feeling. You get a good month financially, and instead of feeling good, you just think, okay, something expensive is about to happen.
Yes, that's anxiety, and it exhausts you. It takes so much mental energy to constantly be worried.
And then there's guilt, spending guilt, where you buy something perfectly reasonable, something you actually need or genuinely enjoy, and then immediately feel terrible about it.
Oh, the post-purchase guilt spiral. That's its own torture.
And here's the irony. People who struggle with spending guilt often grew up being taught that money is scarce and spending is bad. So they go through life either spending impulsively to rebel against that belief or living in constant restriction and guilt. Neither is healthy.
So money actually triggers real psychological responses in us. It's not just math.
It is never just math. Money is emotional. Money is identity. Money is security. Money is freedom. Money is love for some people, the way they provide for their families. It carries enormous weight.
Which is why treating it purely as numbers, income minus expenses equals savings, misses the whole point.
You have to heal the emotional relationship first. Then the numbers start to make more sense. Okay, let's talk money stories, because we all have them, these narratives we tell ourselves about money, and most of us don't even know we're telling them.
What kind of stories are we talking about?
Things like, I'm just not good with money. Money has always been a struggle in my family. People like me don't get rich. I'll never be able to save. I always end up broke.
Oh, wow. I've definitely said some of those to myself.
Most people have. And the problem with these stories is your brain believes them. Your brain is incredibly powerful and incredibly literal. If you tell your brain, I'm bad with money often enough, it will find ways to prove you right.
Like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Exactly. Psychologists call it confirmation bias. Your brain naturally seeks out evidence that confirms what it already believes. So if you believe you're bad with money, you'll unconsciously notice every mistake, every overspend, every financial slip, and ignore all the times you actually did well.
So the story becomes your reality even when it isn't actually true.
Or when it doesn't have to be true. And the first step to changing a money story is simply noticing it, catching yourself when you say or think these things.
Like becoming the observer of your own thoughts.
Exactly. Not judging them, not beating yourself up for having them, just, oh, there's that story again. Where did that come from? Is it actually true? Does it have to be true going forward?
So instead of I'm bad with money, you might say, I haven't had the right tools or education about money yet, but I can learn.
That's perfect, Sam. That single reframe changes your relationship with your own potential.
It's such a small thing, but it feels completely different.
Words matter. The story you tell yourself is the life you build.
Now, before we go into this, I want to be really clear. We are not saying that poor people have bad mindsets or that rich people are morally superior. That is absolutely not the point.
Yes, this is so important. Poverty is real. Systemic barriers are real. Not every financial struggle is a mindset problem. Many are structural, economic, social. We are not ignoring that.
What we're talking about is the thinking patterns that tend to keep people stuck financially, regardless of their starting point, versus the thinking patterns that help people grow financially over time.
Because people with very little income have built wealth over time, and people with large incomes have lost it all. The numbers matter, but so does the thinking.
So what are the actual differences? What does a growth-oriented financial mindset look like versus one that keeps you stuck?
One of the biggest differences is how each sees problems. A stuck mindset sees a financial problem as a dead end. I can't pay this bill, I'm done. A growth mindset sees it as a puzzle. I can't pay this bill right now, what are my options? What can I do?
Another huge one, how they see other people's success. A stuck mindset looks at someone wealthy and feels resentment or hopelessness. Must be nice. They got lucky. That's not possible for me.
Completing the contrast, a growth mindset looks at someone successful and gets curious. How did they do that? What can I learn from them? What did they do that I could apply to my situation?
What about spending and investing? There's a big difference there too.
Huge difference. A stuck mindset focuses on immediate comfort. Spend now, feel good now. A growth mindset asks, is this a want or a need? Is this moving me forward or keeping me where I am?
And again, this isn't about never enjoying your money. Life is meant to be lived. The point is consciousness. Are you choosing this spend or just reacting?
And education. A growth financial mindset is always learning, reading about money, listening to podcasts like this one, asking questions, not because they love accounting, but because they understand that financial knowledge is genuinely life-changing.
And the growth mindset says money stuff is boring, or I'll figure it out later, and later never comes.
And we've all been there. This isn't about shame, it's about awareness. Every single one of us can shift.
Let's get super practical for a minute, because I love talking concepts, but I want people to actually see how mindset shows up in real daily life.
Yes, let's do it. Give me a scenario.
Okay, it's the end of the month, you check your bank account, and there's less there than you expected. What happens next?
Two very different responses depending on mindset. Response 1, panic. Close the app, don't think about it, maybe spend a little more to feel better emotionally. Tell yourself, I'm just bad with money.
Response 2, take a breath, look at where the money went, Not with judgment, but with curiosity. Okay, I spent more on food this month. Why? Was I busy and ordering delivery more? Was I emotional eating? What one change could I make next month?
Same situation, completely different outcomes, and it all starts with what happens in your head first.
Okay, second scenario. Your friend tells you they just started investing. They put a small amount into index funds every month.
Scarcity mindset reaction. That sounds risky. I could never do that. What if I lose it? That's for people with money to spare.
Growth mindset reaction. That's interesting. How did they start? How much do you need? Let me learn more about this.
One response closes the door on your future, the other opens it, and both start with just a thought.
Last one. You get a raise at work. Meaningful extra money coming in every month.
Scarcity mindset. Immediately upgrade your lifestyle to match the new income. Bigger apartment, better car, nicer restaurants. The extra money disappears into a more expensive life. This is called lifestyle inflation.
Growth mindset. Pause before upgrading anything. Ask, where should this extra money actually go? Some to savings, some to debt, some to investing, maybe then a small treat, but intentionally.
And this is why so many high earners are still broke. Income went up, spending went up to match, nothing was built. The mindset drives the behavior, not the number on the paycheck.
A raise without a mindset shift just means more expensive problems.
Exactly. You can't out-earn a broken relationship with money. Okay, I want to talk about something that is absolutely destroying people's financial mindset right now, more than ever before.
What is it?
Comparison. The constant, relentless comparison to other people's financial lives.
Oh yeah, social media.
Social media in particular. You scroll through your feed and everyone seems to be on vacation, driving new cars, renovating beautiful homes, eating at fancy restaurants.
And you look at your own life and feel like you're failing, even if objectively you're doing fine.
Because you're comparing your behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel. You don't see their debt, you don't see their anxiety, you don't see the credit card bill that paid for that vacation.
There's actually a term for this. It's lifestyle creep envy, where you feel pressure to live at a level you can't actually afford because everyone around you appears to be living that way.
And this comparison isn't just about social media. It happens in real life, too. Your coworker gets a new car, your neighbor redoes their kitchen, your friend moves into a bigger apartment, and suddenly what you have, which was perfectly fine 5 minutes ago, feels inadequate.
I'll be real, I've made financial decisions based on comparison. Things I didn't actually need or even want that much, but I felt like I was supposed to have them.
And you are not alone. That is incredibly human. We are social creatures. We care what other people think, and we measure ourselves against the people around us.
But it is one of the most expensive habits a person can have.
Financially and emotionally, because you spend money you don't have on things you don't need to impress people who aren't actually paying that much attention to you anyway.
Ouch, but true.
The antidote to comparison is clarity, getting crystal clear on your values. What do you actually want your life to look like? Not your neighbor's life, not the influencer's life, yours.
When you know what matters to you, other people's choices stop being a measure of your success.
Someone else buying a luxury car doesn't affect your journey at all, unless you let it.
Can we talk about fear for a minute? Because I think fear is the single biggest thing that keeps people financially stuck.
Absolutely. And there are so many flavors of financial fear that people experience.
Fear of looking at your finances because you're scared to find what you'll find.
Fear of investing because what if you lose money?
Fear of earning more because, and this one's sneaky, because then you'd have no excuse not to succeed.
That one is real, and people don't talk about it enough. The fear of success, the fear of actually having money, because then expectations go up, and failure means more.
Also, fear of talking about money with your partner. Fear of asking for a raise. Fear of negotiating.
Fear keeps people exactly where they are, because fear says, stay small, stay safe, don't try, don't risk, don't grow.
So how do you start working with fear instead of being paralyzed by it?
First, acknowledge it, name it. I am scared to look at my debt total. Just saying that out loud takes away some of its power.
And then take the tiniest possible action. Not a dramatic overhaul, just one small step. Open the bank app. Write down your monthly expenses. Make one phone call. Take one step.
Because action, even a tiny one, builds confidence, and confidence is the antidote to fear. You cannot think your way out of fear. You have to act your way out of it.
Even if you're shaking when you do it.
Especially if you're shaking when you do it. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's moving forward anyway. Okay, let's talk about how to actually start shifting your financial mindset, because this isn't just theory. There are real actionable things you can do.
Give me the steps.
Step 1. Become aware of your current money beliefs. Just observe. For the next week, notice the thoughts that come up when you look at your bank account, when you spend money, when you talk about money. Write them down if you can. Don't judge them. Just notice them.
Step 2, trace where those beliefs came from. Was it something your parents said, something a teacher said, something you experienced? Understanding the origin of a belief is powerful because you realize this was given to me. It's not fundamentally who I am.
Step 3, challenge the belief. Ask yourself, is this actually true? Like universally, objectively true? Or is it just a story? People like me can't build wealth? Is that actually true? Can you find one example that proves it wrong?
Step 4, replace it. Create a new statement, one that is honest but more expansive. Not fake positivity, but a genuine opening. I am learning to understand money better every day. I am capable of making better financial decisions. Wealth is something I can build over time.
Step 5, feed the new mindset. Read one book about personal finance, listen to money podcasts, and yes, obviously we count. Follow people online who talk about money in a healthy, empowering way. Surround your mind with new inputs, and the old stories start to lose their grip.
And step 6, be patient with yourself. This isn't a one-week transformation. These beliefs were built over years. Changing them takes consistent, gentle effort. Some days you'll slip back into old patterns. That's not failure, that's just the process.
Progress is not linear, but if you keep choosing awareness over autopilot, you will shift. It is inevitable.
Okay, here's something I didn't expect to come up in a money conversation, but you mentioned this before we started recording, and I found it fascinating.
Yes, so this might sound a little unconventional, but hear me out. Gratitude and financial well-being are actually deeply connected.
Explain this.
When you practice genuine gratitude for what you already have, and I mean genuinely, not just saying it mechanically, it actually reduces the anxiety and scarcity feeling around money.
Because you're reinforcing the I have enough feeling.
Exactly. Scarcity mindset says, look at everything I don't have. Gratitude says, look at what I do have. And from a place of I have enough, you actually make better financial decisions.
Because you're not spending impulsively to fill an emotional hole. You're not buying things to feel better. You already feel okay.
Yes, and gratitude also helps with contentment, which is the ultimate financial superpower, honestly, being content with what you have while still working toward more.
That's a really fine balance, though. Content, but still motivated.
The difference is contentment means you don't need more to be happy. Motivation means you still want to grow and build. You can want a better financial future without being miserable about your present.
That's actually really beautiful. You can enjoy today while building tomorrow.
That's financial peace right there. Let's talk about something that I think is really important. Why is money such a taboo topic? Why don't people talk about it?
It feels almost ruder to ask someone how much they earn than to ask them about really personal things. It's bizarre.
It really is. And the secrecy around money hurts people. When no one talks about salaries, workers get underpaid and don't even know it. When no one talks about debt, people suffer alone in shame. When no one talks about financial mistakes, no one learns from them.
And for couples especially, talking about money is so important. So many relationships are strained by financial secrets or just a lack of communication about money values.
Because if one person has a scarcity mindset and one has an abundance mindset, and they've never actually talked about their relationship with money, they're going to constantly confuse and frustrate each other.
Like one person saves obsessively out of fear and the other spends freely, and neither understands why the other is like that.
Exactly. When actually both are just expressing their money stories from childhood. Neither is wrong. They just have different histories, and that's a conversation, not a fight.
So talk about money with your partner, with trusted friends, with your family. Ask questions, share experiences. The more we normalize these conversations, the better off we all are.
Money talk doesn't have to be stressful. It can be liberating.
Before we wrap up, I want to go through some small but powerful mindset shifts. Quick ones that people can take with them today.
Let's do it. Hit me.
Instead of, I can't afford this, say, this isn't a priority for me right now. Because it gives you back the power. You're choosing, not lacking.
Instead of I hate money or money stresses me out, try I am learning to have a healthier relationship with money. It's gentler. It allows for growth.
Instead of saving is boring or pointless, try every dollar I save is a future option I'm giving myself. Because that's exactly what it is. Savings aren't restriction. They're freedom waiting to happen.
Instead of I'll start when I have more money, try I'll start with what I have right now, because the best time to start is always now, even tiny.
Instead of I failed at my budget again, try I'm learning what works and what doesn't. Budgeting is a skill. Skills take practice. You don't expect to play piano perfectly on day one.
And instead of rich people are greedy or lucky, try wealthy people learned things about money that I can learn too, because that's actually true. Wealth isn't magic. It's mostly behavior and mindset, and both of those are learnable.
These feel small, but stringing them together over months and years, that's a completely different financial life.
A completely different life, period.
Okay, we're coming to the end of today's episode, and I just want to sit here for a moment because this conversation has genuinely moved me today.
I think about this topic a lot, and every time I do, I feel this mix of compassion and excitement. Compassion for everyone carrying money wounds they didn't choose, and excitement because the shift is possible. It is truly possible for anyone.
And if you're listening right now and you feel like money has always been a struggle, I want you to hear this clearly.
It is not because you are not smart enough.
It is not because you don't work hard enough.
It is not because success isn't meant for you.
It is most likely because no one ever taught you to think about money differently. And that is not your fault.
But from this moment, it is your opportunity.
So here's the lesson we want to leave you with today. And please, really hear this.
Your financial future is not determined by your past. It is not determined by your family's history with money. It is not determined by the number in your bank account today.
Your financial future is determined by the story you choose to believe from this point forward, the thoughts you practice, the decisions you make from a place of awareness instead of fear.
Money is not the enemy. Lack of awareness is. Fear is, shame is, and all three of those you have the power to face.
You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to overhaul everything overnight. You just need to take one step today that past you wouldn't have taken. Open that bank app, read one page of a finance book, have one honest conversation about money. Take one small brave step.
Because small steps, taken consistently in the right direction, that is how lives change. That is how generational patterns break. That is how your story becomes a different one.
So we hope today gave you something valuable. Not just information, but a new way of seeing yourself and your relationship with money.
You are more capable than your money fears have told you, and it is time to start acting like it.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today. It genuinely means the world that you're here.
Please share this episode with someone who needs to hear it, because the right episode at the right moment can change everything.
Take care of yourselves. be kind to your future self today. And we'll see you next time on Easy Talk Time.
Bye, everyone.
See you next time. You've got this.
If you enjoyed this, subscribe to Easy Talk Time and keep learning English with us.